Hello, mofos. It's Thomas Sawyer, ThomasSawyer.com, Cosmic Divine Readings and Healings. And we have with us
Your other favorite mofo, Ingrid H. Turner, IngridTurner.com. Here we go. Thank you, Thomas.
So we are going to share out, and just give me a second. We're going to go. Sorry. Be right back. We are back, guys.
Here we are.
Thomas Sawyer with ThomasSawyer.com and Miss
Ingrid H. Turner, IngridTurner.com.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. So we have open donations, guys. $33 for cosmic divine readings and healings. You guys know the drill. So it's linked into Facebook. It's linked into StreamYard. And we're gonna get going. So
we're gonna do it.
We have openings available. And hopefully that linked. Yeah, it looks like it did. So let's see what happens. So anyways, so how you doing, Ingrid?
Actually, I have a question for you. I'm really curious about this. If you're okay with talking about it. how did you stumble into this work? How did you discover your gifts? Where did it come from?
Okay, shit. Um,
I mean, like the truncated version, not necessarily the whole story, but like, were you born with it? Is this something that you just knew about your whole life, or did it open up for you later?
I didn't like the word psychic. Um, I saw one when I was like 21, 22, and she gave me like a migraine for a month. I mean, it was horrible. And I went to a friend's house, we did something, whatever, and then it went away. And then later on, when I was about 34, long story short, without getting into everything else, I went to a psychic fair. And when I walked into the psychic fair, I realized that I could read everyone in the fair.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that person's fake, that person's light, that person's dark, that person's not worth shit. That I just it started going through. I was like, what on earth? And so I had inherited all this money at that like 10 years ago, and which is since gone. But I decided I was just going to have everyone read me that I could pay for. And so at the end of it, after many people, two people read me. One of them was like same exact reading for like
Yeah.
15, 30 minutes, I think, both of them. And they were like, you're psychic, you know this, you need a teacher. The first one that read me was very dark. I mean, I know there is a difference between light and dark, but it's a fine line. And my guy, whatever my guides were at that time, I was like, they were like, no. She's like, I want to mentor you. I was like, no.
Hmm.
And then the next one gave me the same reading, and she was like, I want you to see my mentor. And I was like,
Mm.
okay. And she was like, you got some attachment on you. Do you know that? And I was like, yeah, I had a feeling. It's kind of the reason why I went.
Yeah.
And it was after the death of my friend, and I kept seeing this thing around me. And I'd seen it for years, and I'd always laugh at it because it'd be like 20 feet away from me. And it just like sitting on a couch or something. And I'd look at it, and I'd be like, that's all you got, mofo?
Right.
But after my friend died, I went a little crazy on some substances, to say that. And one day I opened my door, and it was staring me in the face.
Wow.
And I was like, I need some help. So I was like, I
Yeah.
gotta go to Psychic Fair, see what's going on.
Yeah. So you always had like a sense of it, a belief in it, like an understanding of it. You just didn't really dive into it and own it until you were like in your
It was
30s.
very Christian-y for me for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So for whatever reason I'm hearing, still like then later on, I had teachers and that first lady was my mentor. And then I started getting other teachers and mentors. And then at a certain point, I just started healing. It was
Mm-hmm.
like Christmas Eve. I think I was 39 or 4. I was already attuned to some kind of healing. A couple of them I'm hearing. But I just started healing through like Messenger and messaging people in large spiritual groups on Facebook. And then I had a couple clients, but I was still working a full-time job. And then someone asked me to go live. And I was like, I don't know what I think about that. But I started
Mm-hmm.
thinking about it. My nature is a little rebellious sometimes. So I was like, fuck it. Let's see what happens. And so I kept going live, and I was like, thousands of people are watching me rant about spirituality and making fun of things. Like, I'm on to something.
And you're like, you found your niche right there.
Yeah, I was like,
You found your happy place.
this works. Like, people actually sit here and listen to me. It's crazy. But some of those people still watching today after like 5 years. But it is what it is. What about you?
So I had a really extreme awakening when I was 30 or so. I have always been psychic. I've always seen faces. Like I've always had faces in my head, and I just thought everybody did. I just thought it was my imagination. It wasn't
Mm.
until I had an awakening and started really looking at this, and it got that much more amplified and stronger, that I was like, oh, I've always done this. I've always felt people. I didn't know it, and I was just a really really sensitive kid, and so to like stop crying, Ingrid. Because I didn't realize it. I had a really spiritual upbringing, but didn't include like intuitive work or training or psychic. It was very much in the spiritual realm, which, as you know, is near and dear to me as well. Like, I'm really spiritual, and a lot of what I talk about is spirituality related, not just intuition related. The two, I feel like the two, they don't have to go together. You and I bring them together, but they don't have to go together. So I had this awakening when I was 30 years old, and I went to this cacao ceremony, and I was just ready. I was just ready. I cracked open. It was like tectonic plates shifted inside me, and I had this white hot light just shoot into my body and blast me open. And I spent the whole rest of the night just talking to spirits, talking to my dead father, and like, I mean, it was just whoa. I mean, that's the short version, you know, right there. And then I really couldn't get grounded for the next year, though. I was very far out there. And that's part of why, like, if you've seen any of my videos that I do, if anybody's watched any of my videos, I'm always grounding at the beginning of everything. Like, I'm fanatical about grounding because I got completely untethered. And it took me so long to get grounded. And it was such an intense experience. I actually really feel like if I had been in the wrong environment, I could have easily been, like, put away, you know, taken to a psych ward because I was out there and not making any sense because I was so blasted open. But it really helped me understand the importance of grounding. So when I work with people, it's like we ground in and then we wake up. We don't have to blast out of our skull like that because it took a long time to get grounded and back down to earth and get functional. Like, I was having a great time out in spirit, all cracked open, but I couldn't do anything with it. I didn't make sense to anybody, you know. I was just this crazy person, like, having the time of her life out there. But when I did start to really get grounded and I started to think about, you know, needing to, like, make a living and go back to work, because I ended up in, like, a lucky financial situation because that's the way spirit takes care of you, right? When I had this awakening and I could not work. But when I started to think about, like, okay, I have to figure out how I'm going to put my life together because I had a child to raise and, you know, I had all this stuff, you know, responsibilities, I realized I couldn't go back to regular work. I could not do it. So I had to find a way for this all to come together, which for me was a radical concept at the time. I did not have the mindset that I could bring my career and my spirituality together like that. But I just said, it has to be that way. I cannot do anything else. And it's been that way ever since. So that's almost 10 years now. And I've been grounding in more deeply and more and more and more all the time. Mm-hmm. And people look at me now and they go, God, Ingrid, you're so grounded. And to this day, I'm like, who are you talking about? Like, because that does not feel like me. But and I just moving along, strengthening my gifts. I've taken some classes here and there, but for the most part, I've had a direct link to my spirit guide, who has taught me, you know, held my hand and taught me all of the things that I know and my intuitive gifts. And when I have taken classes, I've gotten the nudge to, like, take a class or mediumship class or whatever. I walk out going, I knew all of that. I already knew all of that. It was great to have that validation that my spirit is, like, showing me accurately, but tuning in directly to the source. That was my beginning. So I've always been psychic. I've always been a medium, but I didn't know it. I was so blind to it until I had an awakening. And then I was like, oh, that's what all that is, because it amplified. It got much, much stronger.
And let me just throw in real quick, guys, we still have openings. It's $35. It is linked in the profile, Cosmic Divine Readings and Healings. We still have openings. So anyways, with me, I needed a teacher.
Yeah.
Like, I had a mentor at that time, but I needed someone that would rein me in and kind of push me. So I needed someone that was more fiery than me. And I remember the first
I'd like to meet this person.
And I'm very thankful. I mean, we don't talk anymore, but I'm very thankful for her because it was like 4 years. Yeah. But the thing is like, she literally, the first time she saw me, she was like, you do not need to be reading or healing, or you got stuff all over you, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, wow. She just told it like it was, huh?
I never at that time understood it, but I could feel her energy, like, go through me and just totally read me. I don't think I've still had an experience like that with another person. But it was just crazy. And then I took a boundaries class where she removed, like, all kinds of stuff from, like, lifetimes and going forward. I took this class like 10 times because every time I took it, like, something new ability would come forth. But yeah, the first time was crazy because it took like 2 healers to center my energy. There were like
Yeah.
40 people in the class, like 2 of our
Yeah.
practitioners. And there's this
Yeah.
thing called boundaries, and I've taken it like 10 times. So have a bunch of my friends. But yeah, it was groundbreaking for me because I needed someone to kind of kick my ass.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I needed somebody to come in and pull me down, pull my ankles down. I had a teacher show up in my life who actually showed up for a second time. He was a martial arts teacher, actually, but he's also really super connected, just always
Yeah.
really dialed into that world. And he was so great. I used to go in all floaty and he'd be like, like just get in, ground in, ground in. And he was with me for a couple of years as well, like trying to get me retethered down to the earth because I was not interested, frankly.
Even like when, at some point, I guess when I started healing and doing everything else and doing Facebook Lives, like one of my mentors that was like, I say he's at the same level as her, but he's, underneath or whatever, but however he looks at it. But he was his teacher, but he would like watch me and be like, "Where are you channeling from?" He's like, "I'm watching you." He's like, "You're channeling," like not in a mean way, but he was real gentle. But he's like, "Where are you channeling from? Do you know?" He's like, "You're looking like everywhere because I'm in a live and trying to navigate energy and not quite understanding what I'm totally doing."
Yeah.
But knowing I can do it, because I guess the moral of this is that I was like starting at A, but I know I could go to G, and I just jumped to G, and I was like,
Right.
fuck all that beginning stuff. I don't need to know any of that. And then I have to go back and research it later in life. But I was like, I don't need to know any of that crap.
I have
So
a comment about that when you're done. Okay, so in your human design, talk about human design. So I'm having a love affair with human design right now. You're a manifesting generator in human design. That's what I saw when I looked at your chart. So what that manifesting generator is, when you engage with something and it's a full body yes, you go for it really quickly, right? And that's exactly what a manifesting generator will do. They're like, I don't need these steps. I know where I'm going. I'm going to go straight there. But invariably, they have to go back. I'm like, oh, wait, no, I do need this step. So it's like, pew, that's classic manifesting generator energy.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, you want me to walk into this haunted place and take care of it? Okay, let's see. Or someone call me for like a house clearing. I'd be like, dealt with plenty of entities, so why not? Let's see what happens. And I was fun.
Throw yourself in, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, let's just do it and see what happens.
Yeah.
What's the worst? Best, worst? I don't know.
I have insane faith in my guide to tell me exactly what I need to do in whatever spiritual situation I'm in. Like you. It's just you show up and I know I'm just paying attention. Spirit's going to tell me exactly what to do and how to do it. And every time it works. Every time.
Well, let me check.
The job, yeah, check that. And the comment I'll make is like what I share with my students all the time. Is like, our job is not glamorous. It's to get out of the way. We're not doing anything. We're opening up and letting spirit guide us. So it's not very special when you think about it. It's just getting out of the way. And the thing is, like, kind of diving into kind of parlaying into like some like ethics and readings and stuff. It's like, that's something that in my experience, I have always had to be vigilant about, is making sure that I keep like my ego and my projections and my need for pleasing or recognition or whatever it is out of the reading process. So important to like minimize it, take it way, 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 way down. And because you can do a lot of damage as a psychic when you have like the kernel of intuitive truth and then you embellish it with a bunch of your own nonsense. It gets really toxic really fast. And you have to be really careful of that when you're out there looking for readings. You have to really go with your gut, your intuition. Like, who's genuine. You can feel it in your body, is what I think. Hey, Sarah. Happy summer solstice.
And guys, we still have openings available. It is linked in there, and it's linked in StreamYard. It's linked everywhere. It's $33 donation. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, that's one of my. I see where my biggest thing is I see where people can go. Like, not what it's one of my stronger gifts, and I know how to activate it in a certain, activate them on the next step or like the next 4 or 5 I'm hearing, or tell them what they need to do. But because that's what people are needing right now. They're needing that someone that understands. I mean, I know you've heard this, but how many times does a client come to you and they're like, "You're not going to believe what I have to tell you," and I'm like,
I'm always
just,
like, try me.
"Yeah, just try it." I've probably heard it before. It's very rare that I'm surprised, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just they need help.
Yeah.
So, um, they need help, and some lately I've had to work with. It's been strange. So I work at this shop. I don't want to say the name of it, and like 4 hours of 1 day a week. And I've been getting a lot of people coming in, but I've had to work with some like connect people because they're seeing these Celtic deities, whatever. And I have this healing modality where I can connect people with lost loved ones and have them talk to them, or archangels or dragons or whatever their higher self or guides want of it.
Mhm.
But like they may have to talk to this deity, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this deity is, but let me look it up on the internet.
That's it, right? Oh wait, let me.
Yeah, so we can figure out what you need to talk to this deity about. But
That's really funny.
but yeah, I mean, some of them I don't remember my guides are saying, but yeah, it's one was like Morrigan or something if I remember right. But
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
she didn't like me too much. My guide said,
Celtic deity,
yeah,
right?
she didn't like me too much. She don't like dudes, but she was like, yeah, you can help her. It's cool, not a problem.
Thank you for the permission.
Yeah, I was like, okay. She's like, you're the one person I'll work with right now, or one of the females. But yeah, it was interesting. So it's all this new deity work has opened up. Some of them are can be a little bit darker, but that's also that fine line of what is really dark and light. And that's
Hmm.
a whole other subject. But yeah, it's been interesting because some of them have come to me and asked me to do certain things, and I'm like, no, that ain't gonna happen. And but some of them they're pretty cool. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll work with you. It was like when Anubis came to me. I was like, I don't really like you, man, but let's see, let's see. And then I was cool with him after that. He just sits there and doesn't say anything half the time. But
I
you
find
know,
that I don't very often. I occasionally hear voices like clairaudience. Usually, if it's clairaudient, I'm actually hearing spirit speaking. It's like speaking through lines I've heard or songs or something like that. Is usually the way that
yeah,
they have the easiest time getting to me. But a lot of it is just pantomiming. I see spirit pantomiming all the time, and then I get like an intuitive like an understanding of what they're saying. Like I can translate it, but they're doing a lot of hand movements and a lot of emotions.
yeah. They'll. I mean, I'll see things and then I'll get numbers and the songs. I get a lot of
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and it could be a tarot reader. I mean, it could be someone on YouTube or TikTok, um, or they'll just try to talk to me directly. But it's been weird the last few weeks because the energy's been so strong.
Yeah,
Like it's been like one download after another, and
yeah.
I'm just like, what on earth is going on here? And people are being shifted because I'm seeing it with my other friends. They're being shifted to like do things that like let go of the past, let go of
Yeah,
anything that no longer serving them.
yeah.
Like my one friend, and he's probably not on the feed now. I can't say his name anyways. They're saying, but he literally just quit smoking that plant and cigarettes as well as caffeine all in 1 day.
Wow.
And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, you are insane. But he was like, it's what I feel like I have to do.
Good for him.
I was like, you are insane. That's too much.
Yeah. So much on the body. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but he was just like, it's time. It's time. So I kind of agree with him. I've been seeing a lot of stuff that's just not working anymore.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, so and I think a lot of people are starting to see that
I think so. Yeah,
because
I was
some
at
of
the
those.
grocery store today
Like,
and I was going to buy a little bit of half and half for my coffee in the morning because I love my coffee. And
mhm.
I started like Shay started talking to me about like coffee's not great. You drink too much coffee. And I'm like sniffling when I'm drinking coffee. So I know it's not like good for my system. Right. And then I was in the store and I was dug in my heels with Shay. I was like, I like my coffee. It's my one vice. You know, I'm just, and then I was in the store and I was like, oh, I'm not going to buy half and half because I'm going to cut down on coffee. And half and half makes me like it too much. So apparently I'm going to give up coffee.
Yeah, I think we're all being called to do this right now.
We
and
are.
I'm listening. Yeah. And they've been telling me about this for a while.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, and I'm not saying that anybody shouldn't or shouldn't do stuff. Yeah, no. I eat plenty of edibles. I think I can get away with saying that. But the thing is that it's like time. A lot of people are getting this message right now. It's just time to let that stuff go. And I know that's going to trigger some people, but there is a fine line I'm hearing between distraction and being in tune with yourself.
Yes.
So it's, yeah, I mean, I'm having to let a lot of things go that I'm just not, I may not be happy about it. I just know it's the right thing to do. And it's just, my intuition's like now, like.
Yeah, and you bring up a really good point again about intuition and when you know it's an intuitive hit. And I think we talked about this like a few weeks ago too. We touched on this a little bit. It's like when there's no emotion attached to it, when there's no like, oh my God, or I have to do it, or it's the best thing in the world, or it's the worst thing in the world. When it's just like, oh, that has to go. It's just it's an axe. That's when you know it's your intuition speaking. It's just okay. That's the next step then.
Yeah, it's just taking one at a time. I think that's the easiest thing.
Yeah.
I hear so many people on like TikTok lives. They're like, "What's my purpose?" And I'm sure some people have concrete purposes, whatever. Like you're gonna know what that is right away, anyways. But I'm like, you just take a step. That's the only way you're ever gonna know what your purpose is. You have to take a step in one direction.
Yeah, and it's the direction that makes your heart just sing. That's your purpose, is taking a step in the direction that feels correct for you. Not that you should, or that other people think you should, or even that like you're particularly good at, but what really lights you up. That's what I feel is like the purpose isn't so much what we do, it's an essence that we emit, a vibration, energy that we give off when we're doing what the fucking hell we want to do with our lives. Too many people are forcing themselves to live lives they don't want to be living. And your purpose is as simple as take the first step towards living the life you want to live. Even if you can't get it all put together in one day, take a step, like you said.
I channel this all the time. Rome was not built in a day. So they love that saying with me. So it's like you just do one thing. It's just you're laying a foundation.
And if you focus on the one thing, the step that's in front of you, the brick that you're laying today, you will be amazed at how fast your castle is built. All of a sudden, you'll be like, oh my God, I'm living my dream life. And you won't really know how it happened because you've been just focused on one glorious step at a time.
Well, we do have, guys, we still have openings. People that are coming into the feed. It's $35, cosmic readings and healings. I'm sure you've seen us many times before. And first up, we have Sarah right here. So
beautiful, Sarah, herbal teas. Oh, I'll have to get that from you on Messenger. Bladder does not. I know. God, me too, Sarah. It's like, it's true. It's a thing. Coffee in the bladder. Are you want me to start with Sarah?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I got a new deck I'm breaking in. It's the Tarot Nefertari.
Okay.
It's great. It's gold. It's shiny. And new friend gave it to me while I've been traveling, so I'm going to see how it does for us. Okay, my sweet. 7 of Swords, Justice, and the Queen of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, my sweet. It's getting uncomfortable, isn't it? It's getting really uncomfortable. This is what the deck looks like. See, isn't that pretty? Anyway, 7 of Swords. You know, you're being confronted with what is not working for you. It's like how serendipitous it is. What Thomas and I were just talking about, where so many people feel forced to live a life that is out of alignment, that they don't enjoy, that they don't want. And there's all kinds of reasons. Like we can talk ourselves into anything with our mind, but the body knows. The body knows. Your being knows what is correct for you. And it feels like you are just really getting confronted with what's not working for you. But I love that I see the Queen of Pentacles and the Justice card here. Queen of Pentacles and Justice, because it's only through acceptance, radical acceptance of what is, that we can make any changes. And it feels like you're getting to that point where it's gotten so uncomfortable you've had to surrender to it, which is sort of weird, but that's what it feels like to me. And this Queen of Pentacles energy is great because it's you being able to concretely and masterfully create the life that is right for you. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles over here. And the thing about the Knight of Pentacles is it's really, really solid, but it moves slow. Again, you're moving, taking one step at a time. Move slowly, but consistently in the direction of your dreams and the life that you want. You're being called from spirit now to really, don't know who that is walking the door. You're being called from spirit to take one step consistently, each step consistently, to dig yourself out of the life experience that is no longer working for you. That just, I feel like it's just a bunch of sand on you, like you're buried in sand is what it feels like. And you're given the opportunity to dig your way out and come up for air. And you just have to keep taking steps towards that. It's absolutely perfect, the energy I'm channeling for you and the cards that are coming up for you with what Thomas and I were talking about, which is also not surprising because that's just the way the spirit works. So, my darling, it feels to me like you're actually at a turning point. Like you're probably more uncomfortable than you've been up to this point, but you're at a turning point. You're going to start taking these steps and start making these changes. And again, it will seem like it is excruciatingly slow to begin with, but you will be amazed at how fast it goes by and how quickly your life changes. And it's going to be changing for you for the better and for everyone around you. Okay, because here's the thing. We are conditioned to believe that if we make a decision that is correct for us, if we're selfish, it's going to harm everybody around us. But that's not true. It's true if you're making a decision that is, like there's a different energy to that. But if you're making a decision that is aligned for you, everyone ultimately benefits from that decision. Everyone in your life. So make those moves, sweetheart. You're doing it. Way to go.
How are we going to do this, guys? Surround me. Okay. Okay. When I tried to shuffle the deck, and I pulled out a lot of cards, but I don't really feel like I need them. They were not coming together. So I feel like you're like that with yourself, but it's not coming together. You feel like this, but it needs to go like this. So we're going to come in with energy and help you. When I say we, I'm channeling. So Sarah, say I accept, please. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put in a grid of energy around you. One from the right, it's going to go up like a pyramid. Right, left, north, south, connect. Bring in the rays of Christ. There. Into the heart chakra. Move into the heart chakra. Open. Weave. Bring in the Egyptian energy of Serapket. Ground. Just saying you're going to be okay. Just take some time for yourself. And bring in the fires of Egypt. Around, circle. They're doing some kind of holy ritual with you, they're saying. You can probably see this because you're clairvoyant. On some level, they're saying. And bring in Archangel Michael. I'm seeing them above your head. Connect in. And bring in the energy of energetic armor. They're going to give you a weapon. It's a sword. They say, don't be afraid of this. Do not pull this unless you need to. You will know, they're saying. They don't gift this to many people. Like I have weapons all over me, like energetic weapons, different energies, anyway, and armor. So now, reconfigure, reconstruct, light, there. Brown. Thank you. Okay, beautiful. Okay, shit.
Yeah,
Guys, we still have openings. Next up, I think we have David. Let me check. Next up, oh, sorry, Angela Rain is next.
Me first?
Yeah, I'm still coming.
Yeah, you're still coming down to earth. Okay, Angela. All right, I am feeling in you, the energy that I'm picking up on is the heart and the throat. And oh gosh, oh wow. When you love hard is what I'm getting. Like you go all the way down to the very, very, very bottom of love, and you go there quickly. And it's a very intense energy that you bring to bear, and particularly, of course, in your relationships. You're really gonna feel that in your relationships, and I feel like it's been. It wouldn't surprise me at all if you had a very hard time in your relationships, given this energy that I'm feeling and how very deep and hard you love. I mean, you will swan dive into love and your head will hit the bottom of the pool and you won't care, because loving is a serious endeavor for you. Like it's a serious thing. It's a real thing. You take it very seriously. It's a sacred thing for you. And I feel like with the throat coming in, I'm feeling what am I feeling? I'm feeling the third eye as well. I feel like I feel a lot of sadness, and I feel a lot of grief, and I feel a lot of not understanding, and I feel a real aloneness because love is such a deep thing for you, such a sacred thing, a serious thing for you. I feel like you feel very alone because you can't find people who are as deeply as deep at that deep dive into love like you do. Now, Spirit is saying, don't despair. I actually heard that. Don't despair. Don't despair. You've needed to wait for love, because even though love is so sacred to you and you do it so incredibly, you've needed to mature. Like the way that you do love has needed to mature. And so you've been given space for that, is what Spirit is telling me. You've been given space for that love to mature so that you can bring in the right people into your life. Yes, that's a partner or potentially a rejuvenation of a current partnership, but it feels more like new partnership to me. And it may already be dancing around the edges. You may have found it, actually. That it could be right there. It's very close. Now I feel some pain in my heart now as I'm talking to you. So it feels like there's a lot of energy there still, and you're really needing some healing and some clearing in that arena. And I really feel like Thomas would be able to help you with that, and maybe he can help you with that on the live. Do some healing with that if he's feeling drawn to that, if that's what he's picking up. And then the throat is don't be afraid to speak up, to speak your heart, to speak your love. Okay, what is going on with the throat there? Show me, Spirit. Show me. It's like you go so deep with love, you don't even know how, you don't have words, you don't have language for your love. You don't have language for the way that you love. And so it's hard for you to express. And I'm getting that writing would be great for you. And learning to express your love through writing will be really beneficial for you, because when you learn to express the way that you love, how you love I feel all the way at the bottom of my heart, the way you love so deeply and so completely, when you learn to express that, it's going to change things for you and for the people around you, for the people you love, and for the people who learn how to love by being near you. Okay. Now I'm feeling some tension in the shoulders. So if you have resistance to any part of this message, that's okay. Put it on the shelf, put it aside. As it resonates later on, as you're cruising through life and pieces come back to you, take them off the shelf and apply them where they fit. You do not. I feel like you need to, like, Spirit is asking me to let you know that you do not need to take everything that is shared here today and try and put it on and try. It's like putting too many clothes on. Like you need certain pieces for your outfit today. Pieces of the outfit will be appropriate for tomorrow. So if any part is kind of smacking you and you're kind of like, nah, no, you're getting nah. Don't discard it, but put it aside because it's for another day. Okay. Let me pull some cards and anchor this in for you. Knight of Swords, 7 of Swords, 10 of Wands, and the Justice card. Yeah, so it has not been easy for you, honey. You've been really, the depth of love has caused you great suffering and burden. But that's coming to a close. You're getting there. You're getting through it. Again, your love has needed to mature. And we have the Justice card here, which is really ultimate maturity and balance and acceptance of yourself, acceptance of other people. Like, it's true. Most people don't love the way you do. That is a true story. And that is true. But you don't need to take it to a negative place. You don't need to take it to a place where you feel like it's about you, like you feel personally, like there's a personalization to it. I think that you don't need to go there because it's not about you, darling. You are born into this body with the capacity to love the way that you do, and it is the long game for you. Love is the long game for you. All right, Dawn, I hope that's helpful.
Okay. Number one, before I do any healing, dear, it's time to step out of the box, they're saying. I have to be a little rough. I apologize. Because you need a masculine point of view, they're saying. So, tell you my own story. I was single for 5 years. And lots of pain, lots of relationships, death from a former fiance, all kinds of shit happened. But, however, I started dating one person in December, and now I've been dating someone for a couple months. So the thing is that I had to start dipping my toe back into the pool. And I feel like there's someone coming for you soon. I'm getting the next 2 to 3 months. It could be sooner, depending on you. But
it's very close.
Yeah, it's very close. And I think you're going to be surprised, they're saying. Because you're going to wait for the other shoe to drop constantly with this person. You're just going to be waiting and waiting and waiting. And they're saying nothing is ever perfect yet. You may be pleasantly surprised how the past will be in the past. They're asking you to open up like Pandora's gift. Oh. It's just open up into the energy of that, which is going to be some kind of spiritual awakening as well. That's in that. And there's other cards. I mean, I don't usually use cards except on Facebook, but in the world and not of the world. And that means that you're going to, it's also embracing your sensuality of who you are. That's what they're saying. He's going to help bring that out. I'm hearing a lot. Can I say that? A lot of fantasy role playing, they're saying. But what comes into that also is listening for truth, listening for who you are, listening for what is the cosmos I'm hearing is telling you. Now, do with your heart chakra. Let's do that. Okay. Who do we need? They want me to embody an archangel. Give me a second. Raphael? No. Feminine. Tap me into the heart chakra. There. Move in. Can you help me with this, Ingrid? It looks like it's caged a bit. This isn't a bad thing, dear. It's just like you kind of shut yourself off to this. not to this, but to the energy of the heart. And break. Transmute. Move into the lower sector, move into the middle sector, move into the upper sector. Merge the energy. Move into sacral. Emotions. Move it around. Also, I'm going to do something else. Move into her spine. Arcturian, step forward, or go. Archangel, step forward. Thank you. And remove that stuff on her back. I don't like it. Remove it. Go. Transmute. Thank you. Well, I'm just removing stuff you don't need anymore in your back. And it's just in the skin, they're saying. So move in the energy there. Light. Bring in healing. Cosmic codes. You're going to feel your whole back start to heat up. I'm recoding your back. Okay. And bring in Christ-like again. Boom. Okay. I know it's going to trigger some people, me saying that word Christ, but it is Christ-like. They want me to say that. So anyways. So thank you, dear, for being here. And
thank you so much. Boy, Thomas, I really tapped into your energy healing tonight. Every time you start, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really feeling it. You're doing awesome.
Yeah, it's gotten much stronger, and I've added all these different coding and different stuff like cosmic.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense to me.
It's just breaking open, they're saying.
It's awesome.
The more work I do on myself, this is for everyone in the feed. The more work I do on myself, the more I start seeing the reality of the situations around me, the more clear the picture of me becomes. I'm channeling and talking at the same time, but whatever. It's the more of me I see, the more reality.
And that is true for everybody. The more that we know ourselves and heal ourselves and love ourselves, the more powerful we become, and the greater service we are to the collective.
I've kind of had to take a back step the last few weeks, and I know, and I saw my pattern. I have this app, and if anyone knows about this, it's called The Pattern. It's free.
Yeah, it's a good app. Yeah.
So it's like the problem with you kind of backing up is some people are feeling like you're neglecting them, and I was like, fuck. Because I didn't think about that. I was like, I just got to take some time for myself and figure stuff out, and still just do my job, and I was really only talking to like 2 people at the time. But I don't know why. It's just what I was called to do. But so, a lot of people have messaged me. I'm saying that, and I'm not ignoring you. I'm reading your messages. I'm not ignoring you. You get my point. They say. Okay. Anyway, so guys, we still have openings, $35 donations, readings and healings, and I'm going to see what we got going on. Next up, I think we should just take a break for a second.
Okay.
If that works. So I'm gonna give it a thing. Next up, we have Gil Voigt, and we have Soul Treats, but we still have openings, guys. It's guys and gals. So we are about to throw this on, and here we go. We are back. So guys, we still have openings, $35 donation, cosmic readings and healings. Next up, we have Gail Voigt.
Gail. Thank you, Gail. Okay. I'm feeling big heart opening. Big heart. I feel, no, you know what I feel? I feel a heart connection. I feel a heart connection. Like I'm feeling it with you. I'm starting to get like leaky. This is interesting. Okay, I'm feeling a heart connection. I'm feeling a lot of spirit around you. A lot of spirit around you. This is really good spirit energy. This is not scary spirits. This is really good, strong spirit energy. You're at a point right now where you're really able to connect with people on a heart level in a really powerful way. Even just your attention towards me and Thomas we've connected hearts, which is not something that I experience that often when I'm doing readings, especially on a platform like this. And I feel like you and I just connected hearts, and it's not something you're doing consciously, but it's an energy that you're moving through right now. You're wielding is the word that they want to use. So to be conscious of everyone in your life is feeling that really strong heart connection as soon as you give them attention. And so are strangers. So if people are reacting to you in new ways, like, that's why, because they're really feeling the ability to connect with your heart. So that's just gorgeous. I love that for you. Let's pull some cards and see what else is here. Gosh, 7 of Swords again. Jeez, that card is getting very popular. I'm going to reshuffle this because I don't know. It doesn't feel quite right, but if it comes out again, then we know. Shuffle it differently. 7 of Swords. That's interesting. Let's think about it. The 7 of Swords is vulnerability. So if that's a theme, there's a collective energy with the 7 of Swords. It's about vulnerability and feeling vulnerable, maybe feeling under attack, but not necessarily feeling under attack, just feeling open and vulnerable. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Swords, the Devil. Okay, so similar energy, and the 2 of Wands. Okay, so with that heart opening, things are shifting for you. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. So that's a really big karmic shift that you're dealing with right now. And it's moving really quickly, and it may be bringing up some stuff that's challenging for you, some shadow stuff with the Devil, some pieces of yourself that you maybe don't look at very often. 2 of Wands has this throwing you out of your comfort zone, but that's okay because you can only expand yourself when you're out of your comfort zone. So I have a lot more coming through for that. But I really love the heart opening, and don't close up the heart just because it's a little challenging, just because you have some stuff coming up. That's really a gift of yours. They're pulling me back to the heart chakra. And that heart opening, that heart connection that you're feeling with people, that's really a gift of yours. You're such a healer. You're such a healer, and you're such a powerful guiding force for people. And that's really just amplified right now. But it would make sense also that with an open heart chakra, more vulnerability would come with that as well, and maybe some discomfort with that vulnerability. What do you got, Thomas?
Gail, it's time for you to step out. This message they've been repeating in my head over and over again. Form something. They don't care what it is at this point. They're being a little taskmastery, but whatever. They do this to me too. So it's time to step out. It's time for you to be seen. It's time for you to make a group or something. Your friend, you, whatever they're saying. We don't care. Just, you got to be seen. It's time. All hands on deck. It's time for you to fully embody the divine blueprint of which you come from, and to understand that there are greater doorways that will open from you being seen by the human collective or by humanity, and understand that there is a time to stand back and there is a time to be seen. Even though this step may scare you, it is time for you to fully embody who you truly are. For we are the ascended masters, the archangels, the other collectives that exist around the universe. We are helping you, and we understand that this will be a bit of a trial by fire, but not to be afraid of this, for it is time to be seen. Also, there'll be some people that may be following you, as well as falling away from you. And that may be a little hard to adjust to when it first happens, as it's not going to all happen at once. It'll happen over time, they're saying. Still understand that this is part of the process for you, as other people will come in that will match your vibration or be close to it. And some may be whatever higher. I don't like the higher thing, but whatever. They're talking. Understand that this is just part of the puzzle and part of the plan for your life, and understand that there is many things at your many energies at your disposal. But I feel like you've had this. I see it. You've had this past lifetime. It looks male. You're sitting in a cave, and they don't want you to go back in the cave. They want you to walk out of the cave. By walking out of the cave, you're going to see the sunlight that is before you. And only by tentatively taking that first step will you see what is going to happen. They're saying ask for the help you need. Give you an example. I didn't know this. I live in this rich neighborhood, but essentially all the water got cut off. And I asked for help, and all of a sudden this guy from DoorDash who looked like Jesus, because my friend sent it to me, or the person I know sent it to me, and brought me all this water, because I was like, how am I going to have any water? Like, my car's in the shop being worked on. Like, the fuck? Anyways, but I asked for help, and this dude shows up, and he looks like Jesus. So I'm like, okay. They're like, you asked. So I was like, okay. He's here. Anyways.
It's there real quick. So, Gail, I love that you are on our feed almost every week, and we get to tune in for you. And I'm feeling like we've been able to track your energy, which has been really, really cool. But I think I'm noticing a pattern here, but it's a little fuzzy because when I'm channeling and reading, I don't remember a lot, but I think that I think the message has been like the same, very similar with me and Thomas reading for you. And I've been picking up on, okay, here's where you're at energetically. Here's where you're at, like tracking your energy. And Thomas has been like, now out with you. Move it, push you off the cliff. Like constantly reminding you to put yourself out there, out there, out there. So there's no ready. There's no such thing as ready. You are never going to be ready. You have to just step into who you are. Your gifts, all of your close friends and family are benefiting from your gifts. And that's great. But I feel like what's being picked up on here is like there's a broader audience and more of the world who needs to benefit from these gifts. Do you agree with that, Thomas?
Yeah. They're just showing me like a hen house, like a chicken in a hen house, and there's a whole farm in front of you, a whole pasture to walk in. They're like, you don't have to be in this little structure anymore. They're showing me something I saw a few days ago. I was talking to some friends about an idea we're putting together. And it was a playground, but the house was turned over. And I was like, that's what needs to happen right there. Like, we need to turn the house over. So spiritual people for a long time have seen things a certain way and been in competition. I don't like this anymore. For money, for whatever. And I was like, let's just turn over the house and see what happens. At least with us. Because nothing's going to change unless you're a bit rebellious sometimes. You never know what's going to happen. You never know. Guys, we still have openings. Thank you, Gil, for being here, dear. And $35 donation, cosmic readings and healing.
Thank you, Gail.
And next, I'm just going to recheck this. Next up, we have Soul Treats.
Soul Treats. Soul Sister. Okay. Beautiful human. All right. What's this? This is interesting. I guess I would translate what I'm getting from Spirit this way. You know. You know. You always know. You always know sooner than you think you know. And you trust that for the most part, which I'm really glad about. there is, how do I put this? There can be an avoidance of the more difficult, it's not all the time. It's like, it's this nuance. I feel like Spirit is getting really nuanced here. So don't take this as like a you know, splash of paint on the wall, but like it's detail work here is what's coming through. There, pay attention to, like, you need to start paying attention to the little things inside yourself that are difficult, like difficult emotions, difficult experiences, difficult memories. You need to start paying attention to where you are avoiding those things, because because you see, because you know where you're headed and what needs to be done. It's very easy for you to get into action, make things happen, create things. But Spirit is saying, and don't like do some detail work. Like, take time to do some detail work when it comes to your inner excavation. We're never done healing. And we go through these cycles. Like, we go through cycles, and it never stops for any of us. Like, we go through cycles, we're doing big healing work. Like, that's all we're freaking doing, is dealing with our like storms that are coming up. And then that starts to subside. And then we can get into the detail work, which is what Spirit is talking about now. Getting into some of the detail work, into some of the nitty gritty. The temptation is to just abandon the healing work altogether and focus on something else, because, good Lord, we're done with that nonsense. But don't abandon it. Don't put all your focus there, because your focus is very outward right now, because Spirit just keeps saying, you know things, the things. And so there's really just, Spirit's just pointing out the detail work. Okay, let's pull some cards for you, honey. Ace of Swords, Four of Swords, lots of swords, man. Queen of Wands, yeah, that's your energy. And the World. Oh, I love this. Okay, so the Ace of Swords is about, Ace of Swords and the Four of Swords are about fine-tuning your thoughts, your mindset, your belief set. And again, this is all like fine-tuning. This is detail work. This is like the fine needle work, that kind of thing. And it's just paying really close attention, being super vigilant, paying close attention to your thoughts and where your thoughts are leading you, and where they might be doing just a tiny little bit of sabotage right now, just a tiny little bit of self-sabotage. But the Queen of Wands in the World is really speaking to this energy about you that is like, you show up and you know yourself, you know what needs to be done, you know what's coming, you know who people are the minute they walk through the door. And the World tells me that you can trust that, because you've been through all the things you need to go through and had all the experiences and all the confirmation, all the contrast that you needed to trust yourself completely and implicitly. So you can trust yourself. And you're doing amazing. And I love you. And final card, Ace of Wands.
Good.
Go for it. All you.
You said final card.
Yeah, Ace of Wands.
Okay.
New energy. But it's your turn. Go.
So there's 3 different pathways here. I have to do healing this thing on a massive scale, but whatever. So I just pulled in. Every journey starts with a single step. All these cards are behind me. I'm not supposed to show you the other cards, but this is happening with the 3 pathways of decks, because there are 3 different decks that I pulled out. Next is a dragon deck. We can have them work with you if you want, they're saying. But Black Dragon cocoons you so your divine potential grows. But all the cards are behind him too, all these other dragons. And then once we get into the Dorian Virtue Christian deck, there's even more cards. So be the powerful presence of peace. Give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. And all that is behind that as well. So they're showing the potential that you are creating, they're saying. But we're going to bring in a pyramid and Merkabah of light. So give me a second how they're going to do this. Okay. Pyramid around her. Say I accept, Michelle. Pyramid around her. Thank you. And bring in the ray from the east, west, north, south, middle. Bring him the cosmic coding. Bring him the dragon fire of Ra. Bring in the galactic healing of the Palladians. And bring in dolphin energy of Sirius. The good ones, thank you. And bring in Lord Ashtar. I have to embody him, so give me a second. You can see all this, what I'm doing, they're saying. And Lord Ashtar, connect hands with me. For those who don't know that's watching, Lord Ashtar is head of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. Ashtar, command. Oh, shit, it's a lot of energy. Okay. And move in, move in. And golden light, Christ light. Okay. It's fine. Also that, okay, put my cards up. Let me finish. So there's a, it keeps showing me your sacral. I keep talking about emotions. I know this will trigger you. I'm sorry. It's like you have to say it. You have to say it. So it feels like the sacral isn't moving the way it should be moving. Emotions. Emotions. We're saying emotions. Emotions. It's like you've become very analytical, which is great. It's type A personality. Many people are like that. Still, it's the emotions. It's the nuance of love I'm hearing. I have these pink beings around me. I don't even know what they are, but these pink beings around me, and they're saying like, you can work with us if you want to. They're very bright pink, and they're very feminine, very soft. I'm saying, but you can work with them because they're saying that they can help you transmute the energies that you no longer need. I don't want to get into specifics for obvious reasons. So, but the thing is that they can help you transmute. And they're also showing me a salamander. So you can look up what the salamander means. But as well as, there's something else. It's like a knight, but he looks almost like Viking-like. So this may be one of your guides, or a guide that wishes to come through, or a being that wishes to come through, I think is what I'm supposed to say. But he can help you. It's crazy. Like a drop of water just came down from my ceiling. That's never happened. I don't even know if I really saw that. Anyways, if it just was spirit or if it was just a drop of water. Anyways, that's weird because there's no water up there. Anyways, that's a message as well, because it happened at that exact moment. It's a new energy that you will be intersecting with. Water. They're saying you've been to. It's not too hard on yourself. You've been to. I don't know, judgy with yourself. If that makes sense, I don't know. But
you know,
that's
what word just came to me is severe.
Severe, yeah. I didn't really want to go too hard. I don't want to go too hard. Yeah, severe with yourself. Flow, dance, be one. I'm seeing you screaming. Maybe that's something you need to do, as well as it's just so I have to say this. So for me, as a Cancer, I turned off my emotions. Well, not all of them. For some things, I turned them off. And now they're turning back on, and it's not the most pleasant experience, but it's a good experience too. And there's beauty to a Cancer. There's a beauty in every emotion, whether it's rage or lust or love or whatever. It's all these emotions are beautiful to Cancers. It's understanding what we are inside. They're saying. So dance with that. They're saying. That came in really harsh. I apologize, but okay. They had me channel that really fast. Let me check PayPal. Thank you, Soul Treats for being here.
Soul Treat.
Let me see what else we got going on. Next up, we have Carrie Downing.
All right, Carrie.
We still have openings, guys. $35 donation.
All right, beautiful Carrie. Okay, I feel like your energy has a really youthful feel to it. I don't necessarily think it's because you're as young as it feels, but it feels very youthful. It feels like the energy that I pick up feels like there's a newness to it, like at the beginning of like how you feel at the beginning of adulthood, you know, and it feels really nice. It's like you've kept this energy. Like it's just a part of your energetic signature, this youthfulness, this newness, this sort of but there's a sadness to it as well, a little bit of a melancholy. It's youthful, it's new, and it's a little melancholy. So interesting signature. Good signature, nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful is what it is. It's absolutely beautiful. I keep seeing kind of this vision of a young woman turning her head like this, and you can see like the lines in her, you know, the you know how it is, like when you see a woman's neck and it's really beautiful. That's what I keep seeing, like swan-like. That's a really good description of your energy. Actually, it's like a swan. It's like you have a swan-like energy. What I'm getting is that your journey right now, and maybe for this lifetime, is really learning to trust yourself and really learning to trust what you want. I feel like you may have some indecisiveness that you deal with, and your journey is to learn how to just go with the first yes and not question it. And when you learn how to do that, when you master that, life is really going to open up, and you're going to be in for a lot of adventures is what I'm getting. Again, I'm still feeling this youthful energy where there's a lot of adventure, zest for life that's available to you. You really transcend the melancholy that I'm feeling by learning to trust yourself and your first yes. The first one. The first yes you have, the first I want to do this, or I like that, or that's an invitation that I want to accept. That is what is correct for you. It's when you start to second guess and think about the other side and other options and wonder if maybe that's the right decision or get into analysis paralysis that the melancholy sets in. And that's, you know, you transcend that by saying yes to the first yes. Okay, I got the Three of Swords here. God, we're having a rough time collectively, aren't we? And the King of Swords with the Queen of Wands. Okay, so Three of Swords is, they call it the heartbreak card, but it's really the mind break card. It's where your mind gets in your way. It's where you can get really stuck in your hurts, old hurts, things that have happened to you, things that might happen to you, things that are happening to you, and it keeps you out of your power. The Three of Swords is a card that keeps us out of our power because we ruminate. We ruminate on the story. We keep ourselves in the heartbreak, but it's become a mental heartbreak, not an emotional heartbreak. Your power, you got the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands on either side of this Three of Swords. King of Swords is mental mastery and focus. You have that in spades. And the Queen of Wands is personal power. She's the one who has the star power. She walks into the room and everybody sees her. So you have focus and power on either side of the Three of Swords, which is the mental interpretation of your emotional pain. We can't stay in the mental interpretation or we spin there forever. You have to learn to get out of the head, out of the interpretation, and allow the experience to move through so that you can release it and you can step into that incredible focus and magnetism and trust your yeses, your yes, your yes, your yes in the moment, the very first yes. And when you do that, you have the Knight of Wands showing up. The Knight of Wands is boundless energy and optimism and confidence and moving through life and having adventures, like we talked about earlier with that energy. It's the adventure card. You're here to have adventures, to be enthusiastic, to have youthful enthusiasm throughout your entire life. You got to step into your power and get out of the story in order to do that. All right, you got this. Thomas, love, over to you.
Carrie, say I accept if you don't mind. I'm going to do healing on you. Activate. Throat chakra. Bring in the codes of Andromeda. Rewire into throat chakra. Move into heart chakra. Bring in the energy of Archangel Michael. I'm just speaking ancient language. And move that energy into her. It's very masculine. There's something from a past lifetime, dear. They're not letting me see it fully. They're saying I can help you in a session with this. If you want, just go to ThomasSawyer.com, use the code June. It's linked to my name.com, and it's $10 off. Anyways, it's something you need to see in a past lifetime. I don't know what it is they're saying, but it's something that could be affecting you in the current state. It is affecting you in the current state, but we have these things. So karmically, there's something sometimes in other lifetimes that they're saying the energy sometimes is moving into this lifetime and it can be moved out, but you need to see what this is directly. That's something I do with clients sometimes if I'm called to do it. Do you have anything to add to that, Ingrid?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. They said your name. So, heart chakra, activate. That's weird. I don't even read tarot, but they're showing me the Wheel of Fortune, which I know what that means. That exists in your heart, they're saying. So the Wheel of Fortune's like abundance of every kind, correct?
So, okay, I have some things to say. I love that you said the Wheel of Fortune is in her heart. It speaks to the Wheel of Fortune is change. It's a constant wheel of change, the karmic change. There's ups and downs of the Wheel of Fortune. And there's like, what I picked up on is this youthful enthusiasm and adventure. And when you said the Wheel of Fortune is in her heart, I could really see how that came together. Like it's a constant turning over of fortune, constant new experiences that are available for Carrie.
Yeah. And they're saying just keep moving forward.
Moving forward.
But not too fast. Take it slow. But you'll get where you need to go. You'll know when to move faster. And with that, I'm just going to check PayPal again. So give me a second. And we'll see what else we got going on. I think we're complete.
Very cool.
So if you guys are interested in making an appointment with me, ThomasSawyer.com. And just use the code June to get $10 off. I lowered my prices because all the gas prices are going through the effing roof. And Ingrid, of course.
Okay, so a couple of things that I'm doing that I want to talk about. If you go to my website, IngridHTurner.com, you'll see a banner, like a web form there that's like join my mailing list. So if you join my mailing list, on every Friday, I send my email list specials that I do each week for my readings. I have a whole bunch of different readings that I do, and I'm just going to pick a smattering of them and rotate them out, and I'm going to do specials each week, which is a discounted reading, and we're going to do those appointments on Sunday. I'm also going to start doing a live stream on Saturdays on my page, my Ingrid H. Turner Facebook page, and my YouTube page at the same time. Like we do the Thomas's 2 pages here. I'm going to do that on mine with the StreamYard as well. And that is going to be covering the energies for the week, human design transit, and tarot card readings. And we're going to do card pulls for people who want to donate to the Bhava Spiritual Mission and take it from there. So I've got some cool stuff going. And if you join my mailing list, you'll get all that information and discounts on specials that I run once a week. Just a few specials, limited number, first come, first serve. So get it while the getting's hot.
Yes. Thank you all for being here. And you guys
everyone.
have a beautiful night. And you're more than welcome. More than welcome. And you can also find us on TikTok. I'm at ThomasSawyer777. And Ingrid is...
I'm Ingrid H. Turner everywhere.
Yeah.
Go find me. Come be my friend everywhere.
And if you message by some weirdo scammer with my name, it is not me. I have a website. So.
Oh, I had my first scammer too. So same. Yeah. That's a milestone when somebody copies your account. Starts going after your followers, I guess.
The person on Instagram that copied me has like 1,500 more followers than I do.
Oh my God, that's so messed up.
I got to put a stop to it, my guide say, but I will when I'm ready. Anyways, so apparently they watch my Facebook, I hear. So anyways, but you guys have a beautiful night, and we will talk to you soon next Tuesday. Peace out.
Thank you all.